Welcome if you're new here, welcome back if not. My name is Kenzie, this is my book channel, and today I am going to go through my fall/winter TBR. Don't mind my voice if I sound a little congested. My sinuses are raging right now and it's really annoying. Anyway, we are going to just sort of go through my entire fall/winter TBR really quick. I am going to do a really quick, well, as quick as I can, because I always say, oh, I'm gonna do this really quick, and then I over explain, and it's a really bad habit of mine. But anyway, as quickly as I can, go through my October TBR really quick, just because most of my fall/winter TBR is my October one. So if you want to know how I chose each of these books, you can go over to my TBR jar, chooses my October TBR. So yeah, and I will say, just because I am doing a recap of all the books on my my October TBR, some of them are ones I am not going to prioritize in fall/winter because I don't think they are fall/winter reads. So anyway, first book we have is Witness on the Run by Hope White. I've read this book before. I read it when I was like 13. But it's really cute. It's a faith-based book, actually. But like, this girl witnesses an unaliving of someone. Well, this woman, not girl. But she can't remember what happened, right? Yeah, she can't remember most of what happened, so she runs for her life, runs into this guy helps. There's some romance, there's obviously mystery thriller. It is just honestly a very cute, cozy book in general, but especially if you are someone who likes not super intense mysteries. So yes, which this is from the the love-inspired suspense line of books. I don't even know if that's how you can say that, but anyway. Next is Caraval. I've had this on my TBR for a while now, and it's very pretty, but also it just seems very cozy and perfect for the fall/winter vibes. And you can't tell me this doesn't kind of look like it would represent a snowflake. Alright, next is Shadow and Bone, and I mean the entire trilogy, but this is the one that's on my October TBR. So we have Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising. They are fantasy. There's a Netflix show based off of these books, and I just really want to get into this series, so I'm very happy I was able to put this on my October TBR. And it's going to go on my fall/winter TBR. All of it. Okay. These next three are the ones I'm not prioritizing, but I do hope to get to, just so that way I can read them. But I'm not going to prioritize them for reasons of either I don't think they fit the fall vibe, or it's just I'm not currently in the mood to read them. And who knows, maybe when it comes time to read them, I will be. But as of right now, I am not. And that is going to be King of Sloth by Anna Huang. This is the fourth book in the Kings of Sin series. It's a standalone, interconnected standalone series. Technically, both are right, but the first way I said it weirded me out. Anyway, I loved King of Wrath and King of Pride and King of Greed, which are the first three books. And I just haven't been able to get into this one, and I'm not sure if it's just because Sloane was never my favorite in the other three, or if it's just because I read the first three like back to back almost, and I just need a break. So on that note, actually, once I do get that one done, I do want to read King of Envy, also by Anna Huang, fifth book in the series. But again, not the priority, so I don't know why I even mentioned that. Next is Daydream by Hannah Grace. This is the third and final book in the Maple Hills trilogy, or at least I'm pretty sure it's just a trilogy. I don't fully know, apparently. Okay, so you're gonna tell me, but anyway. Yeah, again, this one feels more springy to me. Definitely not summer, but at least springy, or like end of winter. So I would say Icebreaker is winter. Wildfire, which is behind you, is summer, and then I would say this is spring. So, which, watch me read this and then come to find out it's not spring, it's fall. All right, next is Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. This one I think actually does take place in the fall, so this one might be more fall vibes. I don't know. I know it has something to do with, what's that thing called? This is why I hate when my sinuses bother me, because my brain just stops working. College. I know college is involved, but college, that could be fall, winter, or spring. Or even a little bit of summer, so. Next, and this is one I'm really, really excited for, The Last Days of Holly Hayes. This book is really tall. Ooh, but I like the text. The text is very easy to read. This one is, okay, so when college students Holly and Dylan fall in love, life is wonderful for a while, except for Holly has no idea that Dylan's parents are doomsday preppers, and then, like, something happens. He assumes it's the end of the world. He has to save her. He's like, oh my gosh, I know what to do. I'm going to save her. And it's just a whole mess. But I am really excited to read it because it does fit fall vibes, and you can read this many different ways, which is part of what attracted me to this book. All right, this one I'm not as excited for, but the prompt for it was like a book I hated that I have to reread or something like that. I don't know. You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. I read this once. I got very far into it. Hello? Hold on. Okay, anyway, so You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. I started reading this one time. It was actually in one of my 24-hour readathons, and I was just not liking it. There was not really a whole lot of mystery to it. Well, there was mystery. There was thriller. But there was more romance to it, and I'm just like, I don't like this. I did not care for it. I did end up looking up what the ending was, because I did still want to know, but so since that is on my October TBR, gonna have to read it again. All right, next is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This one I've heard really good things about. I'm not a huge fan of history, and this is historical fiction, but I have learned that when it comes to history, I'm more likely to pay attention if it's done in like a dramatic way or something like that. Like the TV show Reign, I love that show, and it taught me some history. Obviously not everything was 100% accurate, because it's like a dramatized version of what happened. I love Hamilton, like, so I'm hoping that with this it will make me actually enjoy learning the history of this. So plus I've heard Kristen Hanna is just a really great author, and I really want to get into her books, and I'm hoping The Nightingale is a good place to start. If not, please tell me. Okay, next is, technically it's this whole series except for the first one because I've already read that, but All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the third book in the Natural series. You will understand why I'm specifically putting that one on my October TBR if you saw that video, but I do want to read the whole series. So Killer Instinct, then All In, then Bad Blood, and then of course The Naturals is the first book in the series, but that one's already been taken care of. So, and then finally, which I am scared to read this because of how big it is, but it seems like the perfect fall book, When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. One of my friends was like, if you've never read this, you have to read it. It's so good. And I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't ask any more questions. I just bought it. Why? I don't know, but I did. She's thick. She is a thick, thick book. Let's see. How thick is it? Oh, 690 pages. So almost 700. Which, I mean, with the book I'm about to read, this one's smaller. So, anyway. So that's my little recap of my October TBR. Oh, wait. I forgot the other two. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and This Woven Kingdom by Tahira Mafi. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is by Holly Jackson. So, which I've already read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I really like the first one. The second one I was kind of on, and then I haven't read the third one, and I don't think I will. Don't hate me for that. I just don't think I'm gonna end up reading that. Anyway, so this one has technically been started, but as of right now I'm having a hard time getting into it, so that's why there's a bookmark in it. Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rash, and Ice Like Fire, also by her. These are the first two books in this trilogy, and then it's Frost Like Night, I think, which this one is on my September TBR, and we are still in September, so I do still have time to read it. And honestly, for any of these that are on my September TBR, they're going on my fall TBR if I don't get to them in September. So, but yeah, the two of these. This book gives off like Lightlark mixed with The Marked Girl, if anyone knows what I'm talking about with that. It gives a mixture of those two, in my opinion. But there are these kingdoms, actually kind of similar to Akatar. There it is. I'm like, where's the map? Yeah, so there's the summer, autumn, winter, and spring kingdom. They're all down here. And the capitals, or at least what I'm assuming is the capitals, are basically months in those seasons, but they're spelled a little bit differently. So July has an I at the end instead of a Y. October is spelled Oktuber, so like October, I guess, or just October, probably just October. January is an I at the end instead of a Y, and then instead of April, it's April, so with a B instead of a P. So, and then there's other kingdoms, and there was this war like 16 years ago. Yeah, 16 years ago. And so now, what's her name? Mira is trying to prove herself that she can be helpful, she can be a warrior, while trying to help save her kingdom that fell when she was just a baby. And then it looks like this one is just a continuation of the same story, which obviously it's going to be in some way a continuation, but I see something that is intriguing me. Okay, I need to quit reading the back until I read this one. Anyway, so very excited to read both of these at some point. And I mean, I'm already on like chapter 8 of this one. I just, again, as of right now, I'm having a hard time getting into it. And it's probably just because I'm reading a whole lot of fantasy right now. So, okay, next, and this goes along with what I was just saying about The Marked Girl, The Broken World by Lindsay Klingel. Still have no idea how to pronounce that name. At some point, I will look it up so I can quit mispronouncing it. This is the second book in the Marked Girl duology, which that one is also about a teenage girl, orphan, just like in this one I mentioned that, but Mira's an orphan, but she's orphaned, kind of, she's in the foster care system, but these random people who she's no idea who they are just come from this random world that she's never heard of before. They're very much about, like, it's magic, fantasy, like their whole world is the fantasy. And then they come to the modern world and they're like, we have no idea what we're doing. What is this thing here? Because like, they don't know. It's really funny. But there's some humor. It's not super high fantasy, I would say. I don't know. I don't fully know what high fantasy is. I'm assuming Akatar is high fantasy. But anyway. So it's not super high fantasy. There is, of course, mentions of the modern world and things going on in the modern world. But The Marked Girl leaves off on a cliffhanger, which goes into this. And like immediately after I finished that book, I bought this one, but I haven't read it yet. So that is one I definitely want to get to this year. And I may reread The Marked Girl before I do. I don't fully know yet. Next, I will read this before the year is over. Unmade by Sarah Reese Brennan. You guys have seen me mention this a million times. It's the third and final book in the Lindmarn legacy. I will finish this year. Before the clock strikes midnight on New Year's Eve, I will finish this book. I swear I will. So I'm not going to talk about that one too much because I've already talked about it a lot. Next is The Delicious Death by Kayla Cottingham. This one, these girls go to a music festival, and then basically a zombie infection would technically be correct. Invasion? Zombie invasion? No. A zombie... apocalypse. Basically, a zombie apocalypse happens. So that makes me very excited for this book. I honestly, the day I bought this, I think I also bought this book, King of Wrath, and I loved King of Wrath. It was 5 stars. But I think I also bought If He Had Been With Me that day, and I did not like If He Had Been With Me at all. So this one makes me nervous just because on that day, like, I bought 3 books and one was a 5-star, one was a 2-star. This will be the tiebreaker because I bought all of them without knowing anything about them. So, and then finally we have The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. This one kind of scares me though because there is mention of a lot of things, like bad things happening to the girl. And I want to read it, but at the same time I'm scared to read it. So, but if I like it, I might buy and read the second one. If I don't like it, then I obviously won't buy and read the second one. But anyway, oh, I almost forgot something. And then I was going to be really mad at myself when I'm editing this video later, if I do any form of editing. And then I didn't, like, mention this book, or this series. Now, I did say something about I was going to do a reading vlog of this series in September. I'm actually not doing that. I'm doing a completely different reading vlog for a different series. So I might at some point, well, I'm going to do a reading vlog of this series at some point. It's probably going to be in the, between now and December, that's for sure. The Harry Potter series is going to be on my fall/winter TBR. Technically, this is just on my TBR in general. Technically, all of these books are, actually. But anyway, this is a series I want to get to. So a lot of series I'm noticing. Like, I want to get to a lot of series. But especially Harry Potter, just because I love the books. Yeah, I love the books, yet I've never read them. I love the movies, but I've never read the books. Actually, technically I have read the first one, but it was an audiobook and I didn't pay attention, like, at all. So, but anyway, I'm very excited to at some point read these, just because like I said, I love the movies. I at some point might try the TV show, see if I like that. What else? I want to see, which is probably not going to happen, I want to see The Cursed Child, especially now that Tom Felton is in it. So, but it's probably not going to happen unless they put it on a streaming service. And if it is on a streaming service, please someone tell me, because I would love to watch it. So actually, hold on, let me grab all the series I want to read and see how many. Okay, so we have Shadow and Bone, this trilogy. I would be starting the Caraval series, this series, because apparently this is supposed to be, like, I want to say it's supposed to be a duology, but it's going to be a series in some way. I would be, hold on, getting into the middle of this series. I would be ending these ones, like, and this is if I were to read all of them, like 100% read all of them. I would be doing the middle/ending of this series. Oh, plus, I forgot to mention this one. I just happened to think of it because I see the first book in this series right now. Crown Tide, which is the 4th book in the Lilac series, comes out in December. So that's another one I want to read. So, and then I would do the entire Harry Potter series. Plus this Woven Kingdom, which is the start of that series. So just based off of the books, let me count, or just based off of the series, let me count how many books I would be reading in the fall/winter if I'm just going based off of series and what I have from the series. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So there would be 21 books in the fall/winter months, which actually isn't bad. So just based off of the series and, like, what I'm prioritizing. Because if we also count Daydream and The Way I Used to Be, that would be 23. Oh, wait, 24, because Nothing Like the Movies. Oh my goodness, that is a lot of books. I did not realize I had that many on my TBR for fall, winter, that. Wow, okay. So, whenever I choose my November TBR, I'm going to rewatch this video so that way I know which books I need to prioritize picking for my proms. Ooh, or do I want to do something different for picking that TBR? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. We will see how many of these books I actually get to when it comes time. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. And words. Hopefully by next week my voice is better and like the congestion is down. But anyway, I'll see you next week. And I hope you have a great rest of your September/summer. Okay, bye.